Okay, so if you're going to be doing this look for any photos or videos, I recommend using a green primer to block out any redness you might have, and then apply your foundation like normal. Mine's very, very fair because I am very pale. This one is from Target, but I always switch out my foundations. This one happens to be the Maybelline 24-Hour Super Stay, and I actually really like this one. It's super cheap too. And also, just apply your concealer. I also switch out brands a lot with these. This one happens to be the Winky Luxe. It's also from Target. It's kind of pricey though, and it works okay. Next, you are going to want to contour. I like to start with my nose and eye area. Basically, I start mid-bridge of my nose on the sides, and then I bring it up to the midpoint just above my eyelids. Okay, real quick, this thing is so cool. It's a color switch, and you just use it in between eyeshadow colors, and it cleans your brushes really quickly. Now, of course, we have to do the tip of our nose. This took me kind of a long time to get down at all. I haven't quite mastered it, but it's not too bad. Just like contour a little bit above the tip and then a little bit below to make the little cute point. And that's about it for that. Next is just contouring your cheekbones. And I'm not that great at contouring, so do it however you like to do it, but just blend it as best you can. I like to use a big brush and just go all over my face. Now we are going to highlight. Same palette, I use the lightest color, and then sometimes I'll use the darker color. It doesn't really matter. But also highlight the tip of your nose in between the two contour lines that you made. Also make sure you bring the highlighter just below your eyebrows, and then I also like to highlight around my lips a little bit. This is around the time I like to brush out my eyebrows. For coloring in my eyebrows, I don't really use an eyebrow pencil. I use eyeshadow and a firmer, thinner brush, and it seems to work fine for me. But if you like to use your eyebrow pencil, then that's completely fine as well. Whatever works the best for you. My favorite part is the eyeshadow, and I use the Morph palette, and I usually use a pinky base. It's just like a light pink, not too dark. And then I use a darker pink for the outside corners of my eye. One thing about this palette though is I've noticed you really need to use a primer before you apply it because it will end up very patchy otherwise. But I still really like this palette because the colors are super bright and fun. For this Neko look, I like to use an even darker pink, basically a red, to go in between the base color and the outside color, just to make it pop a little bit more. And I also fill in the inner corners of my eyes. This part is pretty important because it gives your eyes a little bit more of a cat-like look, and it also makes them look a little bit bigger, and it will come into play when you apply the eyeliner as well. Now just take a blending brush and use it to blend out any harsh lines, but don't blend it out so much that you end up with a blob because you still want the shape of the eyeshadow. For the eyeliner, I like to use a gel eyeliner, and this one is by Maybelline. It's the Lasting Drama one. And I prefer to use gel over liquid because it's easier to manipulate and it doesn't get into my eyes when I do the inner corners. Make sure you don't bring the eyeliner down underneath your eyes on the outside. I have recently found that it looks a lot better when you stop it when you get to the outer corner. It just makes your eyes look more open and a little bigger. But then after you're finished, you're gonna wanna fill in the inside corners and don't make this part too thick. Now you will be applying your eyelashes. I don't use any specific brand, but rule of thumb for me is I like them more dramatic and wispy, and I prefer to go with the ones that are thinner on the inside corner and thicker on the outside, so a little bit tapered. While you're letting the glue on your eyelashes dry, apply your mascara. I don't use any specific brand for this either, but this one happens to be Soap and Glory from Target. Next, just apply glue to your small lashes. I just cut up an eyelash set, and you're just gonna want 4 pieces. Okay, for the smaller lashes, you should have 4 pieces. 2 of them should be longer and 2 of them should be shorter. The longer ones will be going on the outside corners, and all 4 of these lashes will be going underneath your natural lash line. The shorter lashes will just be placed in the middle. For the blush, you're going to want to use a bright pink or red color. I use the second brightest of my palette, and you will just put it all under your eyes and on your cheekbones, and then over your nose for the kawaii look. And I also like to put it underneath my nose. And then just take a big brush and blend it out a little bit. Don't blend it out too much because you still want the blush to be pretty obvious. Before I apply my lipstick, I like to use a chapstick because it kind of acts as a primer base. And for the lip contouring, I like to lick my brush, but you can also just wet it with water. And I use a darker eyeshadow to outline my lips and also bring it down into the middle of my lips a little bit. For the lipstick, I like to use a darker, natural brown nude color, and this one's from Urban Decay and it's called Oblivion. And you're just going to apply it all over your lips, over the contouring lines, but don't go outside the contouring lines. And lastly, you'll want your heart stamp, of course. I found this one at Target, and just put it right under your eyes and your cheekbones, and it's super kawaii. Now just add your ears to complete the Neko look, and you're done.